Good morning, everyone. It's Mario Day, March 10th, and you read that title right. We're seeing another bank run. This one's with Silicon Valley Bank. They tried to raise equity when they were down 80%, and their depositors did not take that well. Everyone is encouraging their clients to take out money, and by clients, I mean startups. So they were already pretty cash strapped. So that is going to be very interesting. I think they're already down 60, 70%, something like that. Very bad time for their employees and executives, but great time for people who are short. Other than that, welcome back, everyone. We are moving to Discord, so highly encourage you to click the links in the top comment so you're not left behind. And today at 9:30, we'll actually cut this talk short and move everyone over to the Discord. So without further ado, let me invite a couple people up here, and we'll kick off the talk as always. Thanks, everyone, for coming, and I'll open it up here. Are you guys seeing the same move on Silicon Valley Bank that I am?
Yes. The giant collapse, you mean?
They're at 39 right now, pre-market.
Yeah, they're at 39 right now. I think they hit a low of 30, right? Yeah, 33 I think was the lowest. Millionaires were made, and the SIVB, what's it called, CEO, I believe he sold millions of stocks within the last 2 weeks.
I mean, it's hard to think, but this stock was $700+, almost 20 times the current price, a year or two ago. Or sorry, 2 years ago. But I said that, and I immediately realized, that might not be so hard for some of you to believe, with investors and all that.
Yeah, the 52-week range is $597 for this one. Yep.
Yeah, $260 this week to $30.
I mean, there's no open interest on the put options, so two people made money.
Seriously.
A win is a win, right?
$1,000 would have generated millions.
I mean, the open interest is so low, it could literally just be a numerical error. There's nothing.
Hey, guys.
Did y'all see it shoot up 30% just now? That was awkward. It was at $35. Check SVB right now. It's at $62.69.
The hedgies are listening. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, these fucking fuckers.
I think they're in the call.
Mask, I could tell you really put some thought into those words.
Absolutely, because I mean it.
All right. Well, here's, I think, the play, at least as per Matt Levine, right? It's this bank is in dire straits, but a likely, outcome is that another big bank, Goldman Sachs or other, swoops in and buys it out at, the deal of a lifetime. It's a great purchase price that's a little bit irrational because of potentially fears, or someone buys it and they just continue collapsing, or nobody buys it. I think those are pretty much the three options. And it looks like a lot of people are banking on them getting bought out at some price.
Yeah, my fear is that we're going to have more banks. We've had one related to crypto, one related to some, little off the top lending to VC people and overspending with higher interest rates. I'm fearful, not of a complete bank collapse, but how many more of these pockets will there be, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean, it's a baby bank, though. JP Morgan probably does their yearly worth in a couple hours. Let's be fair.
Yeah, no, the money centers are good, but I'm talking about more of these regionals and these specialty banks. So what I'm trying to say is there any other opportunity? I know we brought that up on the call. Is there a third or fourth domino to fall?
Short SoFi. That's always the answer.
I think all
these motherfuckers
fintech
just shot up to 169 again, and then now they're sitting at 105. What the fuck is up with this shit?
I was going to say, I think all fintech, this is the first domino to fall for fintech companies. Because all fintech is just...
They halted trading on it.
They're the unicorns of the financial sector.
I'm just amazed that Upstart wasn't the first to fucking collapse.
What was that?
I was amazed Upstart wasn't the first fintech to collapse, quite frankly.
Well, nobody knows what Upstart does, so it's very hard for them to collapse.
Until we all figure it out, they will cease to exist.
We're bullish, but we don't know what they do. We just think you should buy the
But
stock.
Upstart is not a fintech. It's just like a lending platform. Fintech would be.
I kind of compare it to fintech because no one knows what it does, bro.
Okay.
If you deal with money and you don't have branches, you're a fintech by default.
Yeah, especially if you don't know what they do.
I remember one time I was being interviewed for some fintech company, and they were betting on compensation based on the stock price. So they would issue stock to the employees, and they would bet on the IPO. Obviously, I didn't accept the offer, but it's not doing good for them, for those existing employees who get paid in shares at fintech startups.
Yeah, look at Palantir, look at some of the other ones in the .com bubble. I mean, it was very chic to be like, oh, you want some shares? Here, have some.
Yeah, because it's much cheaper for them to issue shares as compensation and bet on the IPO for these fintechs.
Sorry, Ben, you were say something. Go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I think it also works well to align incentives of employees to be like, oh look, I'm contributing to like my shares going up and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I don't know. Any place like, do you guys look at employee share option plans or things like that before you purchase or invest in a company, and do you take that into your investment decisions?
Well, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I have a friend who was getting paid in shares when he was working at I forgot. I think he was working at Bloomberg, and Bloomberg was giving him. They gave him a choice, either all salary or partial salary, and then the rest they would give him shares or some type of equity stake that he would then later sell. Fortunately, he accepted just salary-based compensation because now that obviously his any equity that he was given would have been down.
Yeah, and that's what happened with the Enron people. They're like, you got to keep investing. We're doing so well. So there is some of that where you have that corporate rah, and you feel like you're part of the company. So it's smart to invest, but it's also like in regular investing. Don't put all your eggs in the basket. Don't have 100% in your Enron or your .com, whatever it is. That's the problem.
I completely agree. But in Wall Street, that's most of their compensation is structured that way. It's far cheaper for the employer. And also the employees are just banking on the IPO coming up of a certain company and selling the shares at the open market or holding on to them later down the line.
So this
that's the structure over there.
To answer, sorry, Pam, I was going to say, to answer your question of do we look at that when considering a company, I'll look at what management has for ownership. But I also want to see where management actually got that. You'll find a lot of startup companies where it's like, oh, management owns so much of it. And it's like, yeah, they issued it to themselves at half a penny when they first started the company. So yeah, they own a ton, but not really.
And I don't usually scan that opinion to answer your question too. If I know of someone that is egregious, I won't invest with them. I mean, I was a Tesla shareholder when he put out that crazy comp plan, but if you held through it, you were going to make, over 1,000%. So, as long as the details are good, but I don't actively go out and look at it.
Yeah, I do. I base it on compensation structure.
I think Luz famously likes to look at companies where executive compensation is like a double-digit percentage of actual revenue.
Thank you. I wasn't sure if that was him. I knew we had brought it up before, and so it was Luz. So I know he does some deep diving into the financials.
For me, a long time ago, back in my college days, I would intern at companies that I would take positions on. One of them was FXCM, if anybody knows them. It used to be one of the largest foreign currency brokers. And so I took like a junior customer service representative position over at the Standard & Poor's building for FXCM. And this was when their stock was plummeting down to like $12 a share. And in one of the meetings, they told us behind closed doors, hey, our earnings are coming up. They're not going to be doing good. So I didn't know about options back then, so I just shorted the shares. And it went from $12 down to $5 in one day after the earnings came out.
The CIA has joined the chat.
That's an interesting fairy tale.
But then,
we'll act like that's a fairy tale.
no, that's a,
No. Just trust me.
sure thing.
So Silicon Valley Bank is halted pending news. Who's buying them?
You guys think, let's place our bets now. You guys think that they got acquired, or what's the news?
Or did they collapse? Make your bet here.
Mask went and bought them.
I believe they
Liquidation.
I believe they got
Liquidation.
acquired because there was no reason for that fucking price to shoot up to 169 for that quick second unless they got acquired. So I say acquisition is on the horizon.
I thought, Mass, you were using Robinhood and you saw it glitching out or something, but yeah, no, nice.
Oh, I'm using SoFi, dude. I'm using SoFi.
Yeah, no, I know, but nice call out because there's clearly news pending here. So hopefully they get bought out so people that are in it can get the fuck out when it goes up.
Hell yeah, keep a good look on that shit if you're in it.
If it goes up.
Anybody taking a position on Civ?
No.
I'm
Real
not.
quick, I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. I mean, this is a good conversation, but payrolls did come out for February. Just real quick at 8:30, they were at 311, and they were expected to be in the 225 range. So.
Oh shit!
Did you already mention unemployment's at 3.6%?
Thank you. Yeah, I just read that.
Somebody in the comment section put it down.
So see what that does to the market. So we've been talking about that all week, but no, it does smell like something fishy's going on with that bank. You're right. It sounds like maybe like PP's fairy tale. Someone in a room somewhere said, "Hey guys, we got bought out."
Anyways, I'm bringing up a good ticker, and it's called CAC. Charlie Alpha Charlie.
Cock?
Yes.
I'm all in. What does it do? I don't even care.
It will
So,
give you tendies.
According to a Redditor that shows up on Confused Money, this company does shady shit. They're being investigated due to fraud, and their customer service is horrible. They don't give you they give you the runaround when you're trying to make a payment over the phone.
All right, so calls, got it.
But what do they do? Seriously, what's their sector?
What's it called? Financial for vehicles. Loan.
Way more important.
Credit acceptance
So
corporation.
or
They
Carvana.
do vehicle financing. They're like the finance the Carvana of vehicle financing.
Quality.
Wait, I thought Carvana was the
Quality.
Carvana vehicle financing.
Fuck
No,
Carvana.
Carvana is the Carvana vehicle sales. These guys are
Carvana
the-
Ghetto Towers.
minus the Carvana Ghetto Towers.
Man, I tell you what, you like get one of those, you could probably build condos in those. That'd be sick.
Yeah, we need Luce here with the Ghetto Towers combo.
We already said
Hey.
we're getting one and giving it to Opinion.
Real quick, you said that was Charlie, Oscar, Charlie.
Yeah, dude.
Charlie
cock.
Alpha, Charlie Alpha, Charlie.
CAC.
Cack.
Cack. Like a Bostonian would say cock. Cack.
Got
I'm
it.
from Boston.
Got it, Chip.
Hey, Luce, our opinion, Luce would like to come up, please.
There we go. Okay.
Now, what does a guy got to do? Get up here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ghetto
Luce,
Towers.
all the great DD you do, Luce. You couldn't tell us about Silicon Valley Bank.
Silicon Valley Bank. Oh yeah, probably a good time to buy, isn't it?
Or Signature Bank.
I heard cock. It was said 3 times. I am here.
Cock. Cack.
Well, apparently we're supposed to be short on cock, so I don't know.
I'm super short on cock.
Some,
Unironically, though,
some are shorter than others.
Unironically, though, isn't there a certain point in which getting calls, or rather buying shares for the bank, is going to be like a dead cat bounce squeeze type of thing? Is there a certain point in which that's a good play?
So no matter what, even when companies are going bankrupt, you still want to be bullish. Like the CEO could come out and say, "We are scamming all of you. We're taking all of your money," and you would say, "Maybe up 30% today."
They're gonna take the money.
Luce, I don't know if you saw the news, but Silicon CEO sold 3.5 million, I think, in the past 2 weeks of Silicon shares.
Oh, nice! I didn't see that.
Bullish. Of course, this is Wall Street Bets.
Oh, he's dumping. Yeah, everybody, let's buy it.
I mean, let's be real. We have Nikola Bulls here, and they literally just pushed the car down a hill and filmed it. So
I mean, we got Wish Bulls.
We have a lot of smart people here.
Now, having said all that, of course, we know it's going to open at like $30 and then shoot up to 100, and we're all going to feel dumb for not buying because that's the rule.
So, Luce, you're the janitorial engineer here in banks. What do you think will happen with Silicon? Will
that bank is done. They're done.
Like it'll just go under, or
didn't
out?
They say they're like liquidating their accounts?
No, that's not what they said.
No,
you're thinking
that's Silvergate.
You're thinking
Silvergate
of Silvergate.
No, I'm talking about SVB, right?
They're not liquidating their accounts.
They said they were selling off a shit ton of securities. Did they not?
They're trying to get price to bulk.
That's liquidating.
They're not liquidating their accounts, though. That's completely different than what Silvergate is doing, and people will get the wrong idea.
Okay, hang on. If you're getting rid of a bunch of securities, the term for that is you are liquidating. So they are liquidating a shit ton of securities on the balance sheet.
But your question was, are they liquidating their accounts?
No, my goodness.
Implies that they're liquidating all their accounts, and the answer is no. Silvergate liquidated all their accounts.
Okay, this is good news. Never mind then. This is
no.
Stock price gonna go up. Are you really like splitting hairs right now? Like, okay, can we move on?
Luce, I'm trying to actually provide accurate information. They are not liquidating all their accounts. They're
didn't
liquidating
say that.
a portion of their assets.
Yeah, correct yourself, Luce.
Yeah, okay. Right. So what are we talking about? I have some
plays.
Maybe
according to the article, they're selling $1.75 billion worth of shares. 500 million of those are from depository shares that the company owns. So they're liquidating their own $500 million worth of their own shares and then selling $1.25 billion worth of new shares to cover their assets.
Luce, you need to apologize.
I see what you did there.
I have
there's some major liquidation and dilution. Wow, why is this not a buy?
Do you want me to apologize? Do you want me to give good plays?
This is going to the moon, gentlemen. All in.
No, I think it actually is a play, and let me explain why. So, SIVB, the announcement and the news freaked everyone out. But when you look at what actually happened, the balance sheet that everyone's worried about is the mortgage-backed securities, because they basically were trying to generate yield, went out and got a bunch of mortgage-backed securities, and then when the Fed started increasing the federal funds rate, all of a sudden the 1.5% yield they were getting on these mortgage-backed securities didn't look so attractive compared to the 4.57% you could get just from the overnight lending rate. So the value of those loans relative to the collateral that they have to have, because the value of the loans are now at 80%, scared everyone. And so they basically had to liquidate assets to shore up their balance sheets. They can repay. It's just a matter of saying, like, if it gets to the point where they want us to liquidate these assets to shore up our balance sheets, these are held for sale. And the fact that they not only were selling mortgage-backed securities to cover their balance sheet, like going out and asking for extra capital freaked everyone out. This is a buy. They are not liquidating. This is not the next Silvergate.
So you're buying.
Wait. So what you're saying is a bank got heavily involved in mortgage-backed securities. It might mess with their finances, and that's bullish.
And the CEO sold millions of shares 2 weeks prior to the collapse. Bullish.
So, question with you in Bed Bath & Beyond, when they said that bankruptcy was on the table, did you see that as a bullish signal?
No.
Okay, you're not as dumb as I thought.
All right, we've beaten this horse to death. Hey, Luce,
I have plays.
Can you share some of your
I would love to
plays?
share what I think are pretty damn good plays. So
let's hear them, Luce.
Okay, so Spirit Airlines. I don't know if you guys have known, but JetBlue is supposed to acquire Spirit Airlines. The buyout price is I think something close to like $33 a share, but there is a what's called a I'm forgetting words, tick. Somebody help me out here. Is there tick? It's like a tick price. Forgot exactly what it's called, but simply put, the longer the process goes, the approval process goes on for, the more money they give to Spirit Airlines shareholders when the buyout is completed. Right now, it's there's a lawsuit trying to block the acquisition, but there's still a pretty good chance that the acquisition is going to go through. It's not supposed to go through until next year, I believe, but Spirit is trading at I want to say about it's like almost a 50% discount to the acquisition price. So this is classic merger arbitrage. So I think it's a good buy here. The long-term calls are, relatively speaking, pretty cheap, especially if they get that price, anything above $33. You get some long-term calls. I would look at July, and I know that's none of your DGen plays, but if this pans out, I mean, I spent like let's see, I spent under $6,000 on calls. If they get bought out at around $33 a share, it's $55K in profit at expiration. So it's not a short-term play, but it's fucking massive multi-bagger if it gets approved.
And that's
July 23 or July 24?
24. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would it be 4 months out if they're not getting acquired for a year? But that answers that.
Yeah. No, context,
Lewis.
gentlemen, context.
Lewis.
Yeah.
I
Lewis?
might have
Yes.
missed it. What was the strike?
Strike. Pick a strike. Any strike. No, just don't go too high. I mean, I'm looking at 27.5s, 30s. You could go 25s. The spreads are awful. The spreads are going to be terrible. But if it is approved, you're not going to give a shit about overpaying like 5 to 10 cents on these calls.
Right. I got you.
So basically, you don't want to pick. Don't pick a strike price above the acquisition price.
Yeah, definitely.
And I always like to go a little bit conservative. I think 27.5 could be good because the fact is anything can happen. Obviously, worst case scenario is it doesn't go through at all. You lose money in your calls. Maybe Spirit Airlines goes up by itself, over time. I don't know.
Right.
But that's not necessarily the play. However, anything can happen with the deal. So they could somehow lower the price. You never know. So don't get too greedy with those calls. Because frankly, you're not going to need too many to make a big payout if this goes through. And then we'll talk to each other in a year.
So are you looking at actually getting exercised on those or no?
Well, it depends. I mean, a lot of times when a deal is approved and the stock price shoots up to the acquisition offer price, the options get all crazy. So maybe I'd have to exercise them, and immediately sell. But hopefully I don't have to do it. But either way, it's like I'm prepared to do that.
So couldn't you use the same approach with Activision and Microsoft?
Yes, you could. And that deal looks like there's a very high chance it's going to go through. So if you want more merger arbitrage, I got more merger arbitrage for you. So Activision, that one, the calls are the liquidity is really bad. The deal should be approved within the next quarter. But I mean, you could do calls. I don't know, but the spreads look a little bit better now, but they've been going crazy. And I believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the acquisition price is $95 a share. So you still got a good, what is that, like 25% to make a little bit more than that. So there's a pretty good spread between Activision's price now, that's ATVI, and the acquisition offer. So you could go calls. I just have shares because I don't like the liquidity in the calls. And then I have another merger arb.
Would going for shares of Spirit also be a decent play there?
I actually have shares as well. So yeah, I'm loaded up on Spirit.
Hey, Luce, do you know how do you know anything about the process for the government blocking an airline merger? Like the likelihoods or anything like that?
So I'm looking into it, and I know they just filed that lawsuit. I think a lot of it is I think government's kind of peacocking, because if you've been paying attention to the news recently, lawsuits were filed for multiple potential acquisitions at the same time, like in the same week. So I think this is like a China, style, like bring the hammer down and teach everyone a lesson. But frankly, I think most of these deals there's a high chance of them going through. So if Congress has any influence on this, I think there's a chance they'll go through. Or I think
It
there's
says
a
the
good chance.
DOJ
Sorry.
filed a lawsuit.
Yeah. It's always the DOJ, but I mean, come on. DOJ is not they're not a standalone entity anymore. I don't know if they ever were, but I think there's a good chance that this goes through. Either way, I mean, hey, you could just do calls and say and go out far, July 2024, whatever. And if it doesn't go through, then you got literally a year and 3 months, for the price to go up. So there are definitely worse plays, the way I see it. The other merger arbitrage play is Black Knight. It's BKI. And similar situation, DOJ just sued to block an acquisition from ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, tickers ICE. That trade I like particularly well, but it's not as big as Spirit. By the way, Spirit Airlines, SAVE ticker. So Black Knight, I think the liquidity on the options for it are shit. So that one I just bought shares. And yeah, they're definitely shit. So I bought shares. However, I know that it's going to be a combination. They're getting something like, I want to say like $68 a share, plus a small amount, like a fraction of ICE shares. It might be like 0.144. I have to double check. So the total acquisition price, currently based on ICE's current market price, is about I believe it's about 82, maybe $82 a share, and Black Knight is trading at $59.50. So that's a pretty good spread right there. That's over 50%, and or just under 50%, maybe like 45. But what I did with that, since the price of ICE's shares could, it sounds like I'm saying ISIS, since the price of ICE shares could affect the buyout price, because part of the calculation would include the value of an ICE share. I bought some puts, September puts expiring this September, strike 105. I went in the money. I see that as relatively safe, because if the price of ICE goes down, it'll affect the price of Black Knight, right? So if you buy shares Black Knight, you lose money there, but you'll make money in the ICE put, the in the money put. So that's my hedge for that. The deal's expected to close, I believe, by next quarter. So pretty wide spread there. I think it's 40, 45%, something like that.
It says second half of this year the deal is supposed to close by.
Yes. But yeah, it's BKI.
Do you think by September it'll be good enough?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, so for these deals, it's basically, okay, biggest hurdle is DOJ, right? And if the DOJ gives their
for this one, it's the FTC.
Oh, it's the FTC? Okay.
Yeah, but again, like you said, the same thing.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so yeah. But once there's approval and nobody really cares about it, then the price should definitely revert closer to the acquisition price. And you don't have to wait, if it's like within $1, a couple dollars, that's a pretty damn good upside.
Cool.
In the meantime, apparently, despite the fact that we had an unexpected growth in unemployment, we also added a lot more jobs than expected. Kind of weird.
What? We have more jobs?
Yes, we do. Let me see if I can't find the article again.
Unemployment increase and jobs increase, is what you're saying?
Yes. Both happened for some unknown reason.
Can you tell me what
the labor force participation rate? The labor force participation rate probably increased. That's why the unemployment rate went up. And then those people that were looking for jobs found jobs, so the payrolls went up.
Yeah. So it looks like employers added 311,000 jobs in February, which topped the 203,000 forecast. And they revised the job creation from January to 504,000, down from 517. And then we had our unemployment rate unexpectedly tick higher to 3.6%. So kind of some mixed signals. I think the market's a woman.
Yeah.
So since a couple people didn't hear the tickers, the tickers were SAVE, SAVE for Spirit Airlines. That acquisition is not expected to go through until next year. So I'm looking at June, July, whichever month it is for the calls. The other one is BKI. And then for the guy that said, imagine listening to WSB people speak. Why don't you just keep track of those stock prices, huh? Come back in a year.
And ATVI, don't forget ATVI.
Oh yeah, ATVI is good too. Yeah. Less of a spread, but I think that one's probably got a higher chance of going through.
And SIVB, don't forget.
yeah, definitely gonna be acquired.
Bailout acquired.
Good. Anyhow, does anyone else have any interesting plays? Thank you, Luz.
Word.
So, Luz, what do you think about the employment numbers or the new numbers? Or I know we just kind of read the headline. What do you think that'll do for the market today?
Relatively the same thing it's been doing. Markets say, "Oh, wow, that was stronger than we thought." Down 0.5%, and then midday up 1%, and nobody knows what the hell. I was
gonna add, the kangaroo market continues. Then?
Oh, dude, kangaroo markets. Those have been, we're in kangaroo market territory, and kangaroos are it goes up and down, so they're bisexual. So we're in bisexual market. Can't make up its mind, But I wanted to add for the hedge on the Black Knight play. So again, that one I'm just doing shares. But if you're buying a put on ICE to hedge, if the 105 is too expensive.
Hey, Opinion, Hardy wants to come up. My bad, Luz.
Oh, no, you're good. Here, I'll bring him up. I didn't realize I'm host. So if 105s are too expensive and you're poor, just try to stay as close to at the money as possible. You don't need to go like way out of the money. You don't need to leverage up. It's just consider it like you spend $1,000 on, or let's see, I don't know, a couple $1,000 on Black Knight shares. Just spend like couple $100 on a hedge, and you'll still make good money.
Yo, Hardy.
Good morning, everyone. I assume we already covered the obvious.
Feel free to share your opinions.
Yeah, GameStop earnings coming up. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, with GameStop earnings, I have a strangle. So I'm anticipating the implied volatility to increase for the March 24 expiration between now and the 21st. I'll probably turn that leg into an iron condor to lock in whatever IV gains I have. On top of that, I'm looking, looks like the unemployment number came in higher than expected and jobs expanded, which is which makes sense, I suppose. And looks to be slightly bullish for SPY. So I'm going to see if I can get out of my 396 calls with a little bit more money than I started with.
Sorry to break in. Breaking news, though. The troubled bank, the community bank, has tried to sell their assets and has failed. Just breaking news that came across.
They've actually approached the mods of WallStreetBets to see if we would like to buy them.
And y'all said no? Come on.
No, we offered them karma, millions of it, and they didn't want it.
Sorry, Hardy. That's been a topic du jour. So, what do you think about your daily plays? Anything standing out, or have you posted them yet?
He doesn't speak to lowly people like you.
He said, "Go fuck yourself."
he had fun kicking me out of Discord a couple times yesterday. So
kick him out again.
You on the boot.
He's not a mod here. Well, he is, but he's not.
Loose, boot him.
Whoa. No. None of that needs to happen. No slinging insults, all right? That's terrible to say someone's not a mod. I know how that feels, okay? It's very painful to not be a mod, for that to be taken away from you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was a mod on Twitch. We've talked about it. I still have nightmares.
Sad.
Boot him.
Give him the boot.
Heard he's just getting his coffee right now.
Yeah, I got Noah. Noah woke up a lot last night.
Hey, Lewis.
Something in the air. Yes, Lewis here. Yes.
Lewis, and yeah. Hey, before Hardy gets going, what are you guys' background as far as like financial goes?
So I used to sweep and mop a lot of floors at investment banks, very prestigious investment banks covering the oil and gas sector, also agriculture and metals and mining. So,
hold on. So you were serious about mopping?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Okay, cool.
I myself used to work at a Citadel, not the company Citadel, but a building that was a Citadel. So I think that definitely makes me an expert.
I'm just a great listener. I'm like a sponge. I
used to be a miner.
He was the lead facility engineer at a bank.
I was a miner for the first 17 years of my life.
I watched Wolf of Wall Street.
Damn, they started y'all young, huh?
Speaking of being into miners, where's Simple? Can we bring Simple up here?
Where's he been?
My lawyer.
Yeah, he hasn't been on for.
Get him to read.
He's been fingering miners. I mean, he's learning guitar. So
too far, loose.
Just say his name 3 times.
He's learning guitar. He's a guitar.
Yeah. The first chord is A minor. Let's get that right.
He said too far.
I put the place down in the comments. I'm a little concerned with the viability of these plays at the moment, especially because the banking ETF basically took a nosedive, and I'm trying to see among the banking ETF if there are any opportunities. My guess would be short small banks, long big ones, or at least the big ones are more likely to recover than the small ones. And in the event that Silicon Valley stays under, I would want to know which of the remaining banks would bid for the deposit accounts at Silicon Valley Bank.
I like the long big ones part.
I bet you do.
The KRE or
not a bad thing.
The regional bank is probably gonna underperform going forward.
Here's the catch. The regional banks may just usually start receiving the deposits that were once at Silicon Valley Bank. Remember that.
Yeah, breaking up a little bit, Artie. Having trouble hearing you.
The FDIC, let's see, insures up to $250,000 per account, but I believe if you have multiple accounts at a bank, it still only covers the first $250,000 because these are business accounts. And so the onus then comes to the businesses who are bringing their cash to deposit it and open as many different business bank accounts as possible, as well as a brokerage account for any sort of treasury management so they can buy risk-free assets, things like treasury bills, instead of relying on the FDIC. So there is a possibility that regional banks and business-oriented credit unions will benefit but not nearly as much as the major banks.
Yeah, they have problems when the net interest income thins out, so that's the bulk of their business, and they don't have all the levers that the large money center banks have. So
well, that's for the naive approach where you only keep your money in deposits. I'm trying to see if there's a smaller regional bank or like a small to mid business size bank that has a treasury function. So for those of you who don't know, a treasury function basically is a way to manage cash within a company. You see this pretty much within the entirety of the Fortune 500. There's a department that's dedicated to figuring out which bank account every dollar goes into. And oftentimes, the marketable securities that you see on a company's balance sheet comes from the cash that's not being held in bank accounts. It's usually from other places to store cash that are risk-free and secure because, well, no insurance.
Hardy, what about First Republic Bank, since you're looking at Treasury? Because it does have a Treasury management service.
Correct, but what do they use?
And what he's talking about, PP, is a little different. The Treasury Management Service is what they use for businesses as a service to them, I think is what you're looking at. Like, that's something that they farm out.
Gotcha.
No, but it's, I know, when I heard the term too, but what Hardy's talking about is more back office operations and how the bank is making money off of us, essentially. I know, I worked in the banking industry too, so yeah, Treasury Management, they'll do that for their outside as a function. So, but that also puts the regional banks more at risk because they have the local businesses, right, Hardy?
Exactly. Because a lot of these startups, especially since they raised fat rounds last year or the year prior, they still are sitting on a lot of cash. So they need to put that cash in a place that doesn't get lost. And as evidenced by this bank run, it's possible for money to be lost at a bank account.
CNBC is reporting SIVB is looking to sell itself.
Only now?
Yeah. That's I think somebody mentioned that, but they're failing, so nobody wants to buy them, which is very strange because WallStreetBets thinks there's a lot of value there.
Yeah, that's why I broke in with it, because the fact that, to your point earlier, that yeah, there's still some assets there. Someone should pick them up, all jokes aside. But the fact that no one wants them, that makes it feel it's pretty toxic over.
I mean, like any bank, they're leveraged, so this leverage could cascade in a bad direction, so the losses could keep mounting. And so far, we don't know how bad it is. Of course, the executives are going to be like, "Oh no, it's fine," and somebody's going to buy us. Like, of course, they're going to say that. Enron said the same thing. So
he said, "Relax" yesterday, because that's always cool when people are like,
yeah. So I think with this kind of situation, I don't think it's wise to try to catch a falling knife here. Like the stock price could go a lot further down if they have to liquidate more assets, more accounts. So yeah.
Whoever brought up First Republic Bank is down another 22% pre-market.
People are nervous because they don't know what's going on. So I still think you are going to see that selling pressure throughout the.
But how does this affect banks or money market funds? Do they get affected in any way?
Yeah, they have less cash to manage and get a VIG off of.
So why not, instead of looking for banks that have like a treasury exposure, why not just look for banks that specialize in money market funds?
Because money market funds are not secured. The whole point of a treasury function isn't strictly to grow the money, it's to protect it and prevent it from shrinking.
I think it all stems back to risk rating. Hello, gentlemen, by the way, good morning. I think it still stems all back to risk rating, and I think risk ratings are being tightened, which means more assets are needing to be on hand as a bank.
Yeah, their debt service is going up. Yeah, I agree with you.
So I would like to make one quick clarification about the FDIC insurance that was mentioned. It's per depositor, per FDIC institution, and not per account. The only per account that's applicable is the account typing, and the account typing is based on how the account is owned. But for example, if Luce Ventures were to have two accounts in his individual name that both had $250,000 in it, and the bank were to go under, he would only get $250,000. He would lose the other $250,000.
I only have one account. It's a joint account with my gay lover.
So
but if Luce has like an individual account.
Yeah, so if he was to have an individual account and then a joint account with his gay lover, as I mentioned, then they would get the full 500,000.
You're breaking up, Jefferson. Sorry, buddy.
So hey, I don't know if like this. I feel like we're really beating a dead horse. So I'm gonna start throwing out some other plays. Hey, here's a boomer play. Altria, MO. They got, let's see, still 8% dividend yield. Yeah, 8% dividend yield. Hot damn. Hey, you could also sell cash secured puts and get a 15% yield by selling the April strike 45. That's a boomer play, but you know, these plays are actually going to make money this year, and most of you won't. But I like Altria. It's been holding up well with this market volatility. It's good value.
I love these insults.
Oh, speaking of not making money, I got some $2 CS puts and some $2.50 CS puts that expire today. So yeah, there we go.
All right, here's another play. So Intel. Well, actually, this one I think you're gonna have to wait a little bit. But the play I like for Intel is trading its book value, or rather, just below its book value. So I think at $25 a share, it's about at I think it's at 1 times. I think it's trading at book value at about $25 a share. So what I've been doing is I've been basically counting on that, like selling puts at 25, to just collect some. To me, it's like easy premium. The company, I mean, the Intel, they gotta figure their shit out. They can't do everything at once. But and it's gonna take a long time for the company to turn around. So I think that's a good trade. I think the stock price is showing support there at book value level. I'm probably going to do that until we start getting closer to the annual earnings, because if they report a net loss for the year, then the book value is going to drop. So you know, plays off the table. But
how long are you willing to hold, Luce? Sorry, I'm just curious. How long
willing to hold?
Yeah,
like the puts, or like if I get assigned.
Well, for the stock in general, like what's your long-term goal? Like, you think if it's a long-term goal, how long do you think until they actually
just sell short-term puts if it goes down? So like I wanted to get close to 25, and then I'm gonna start selling those short-term puts. You know, sell like the monthlies, and I'm gonna keep doing that until we start getting closer to the end of this year, or at least, you know, maybe they have an earnings negative surprise. You know. And if there's a net loss, that could decrease the book value, and the price to book value increases. So, you know, bets are off at that point. So that's my time horizon. Sell monthly cash secured puts until an earnings report comes out and they're like, shit, we really suck and we're expecting a loss. Then, you know, you could still do it in theory, but you're gonna have to drop the price down, I think, because the stock price seems to want to trade above price to book, or at around price to book at least. I'm actually selling Jade Lizards, however, which is something that most people can't spell, but that's okay. It's too complicated. I'm not even going to explain it. So you either know or you know.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt. I agree with you.
You're good. I love being interrupted.
Nice.
Luce, what was your oh my god, I'm drawing a blank here. I haven't had any coffee yet. For MO.
Aren't you? Oh, MO. What's my MO for MO? I'm just buying shares, and I'm also selling put spreads to add shares because it's got an 8% yield. So you could, if you wanted to juice that yield, a play I've mentioned in the past was like, say you have a stock that's yielding something pretty big, like say, I don't know, I like to look at like 4 to 8%, maybe cap it at 8%. Because that kind of implies a company is distressed. So, and that's just like a soft max for me that I came up with on the toilet one day. So, you know, you can decide. But I would say at least 4% dividend yield. The way to juice that yield is to sell puts. Like, instead of buying the shares, just sell puts like close to at the money. And on those, you can sell them like monthlies. You could sell like April, for example, and you can get a 15% yield on those. So annualized yield. So the idea is you keep selling those at the money puts, or close to at the money puts, and as expiration draws near, sell the next monthlies, and over time you should get close to that 15% annualized yield, unless you get assigned, of course. But that would compare that 15% is almost twice as much as the 8% yield. The thing is, these should be cash secured, because if the stock price falls and you leverage too high, then you're a dumbass. But yeah, that's just a way to juice the yield. If 8% is a lot to you, and who knows, a year out from now, 15% annualized might be a pretty damn good number for market returns. So,
if anybody was
All right,
playing
thanks.
Signature Bank, just know that your puts are printing. It's down 17%.
Let's go.
Yeah,
those
let's go.
Yes,
those
sir.
dividends on MO are 94 cents a share. That's wild.
8%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
And
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question. Hey, so for
Is this for Lewis? Me?
No. This anybody can jump in.
Word.
So let's say you have in the money puts right now. With banks play right now. Do you go ahead and take what the market give you right now, or wait and close them out next weekend? Let's say they're expiring March 17th expiration date.
Look, man,
You
if it
take
looks good enough for a screenshot, you take your profits.
Hey, man, I think that's what we do. Got about 15 $80 puts expiring at 17th on signature, so I think those should be pretty good. Come market open, hopefully.
Oh, hey, before I forgot, Opinion, we have a special announcement. We will be doing, Simple's not here because he's off, what he does with those oily men. But we're going to do a Traders Anonymous, one last Traders Anonymous talk, I believe Sunday. Should be around 3 p.m. Eastern. Maybe don't quote me,
Why
but it should be the
last?
time. Huh? Oh, you guys
Why
haven't
last?
heard? Reddit talks are
No?
ending, man.
Oh, well, we can still do it on Discord in the future, right?
What is the Discord? So we're doing Traders Anonymous Sunday. Simple will be there. Confessions of Bag Holder, that type of stuff. Because isn't it, Opinion? Don't you think it's weird that they're shutting down the talks the day before the GameStop? And
I don't. I can't say anything about that.
I don't know. Hey, Opinion, can I share the gangbang? Huh? It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Let's gangbang. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, gangbang. Hey, okay. So for those who don't know, I have hosted talks on my profile called Gangbang Time, and one of them got me banned by the admins, but they were a lot of fun. We've had 2 talks: Gangbang Time Part 1, Gangbang Time Volume 2, and Gangbang Time Volume 3, Revenge of the Bang, is tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. The first time, we all talked about porn stars and what we would do if we were porn stars, and if we had penises that worked and stuff like that. It was fun. We didn't just talk about, we didn't just have orgies, but we talked about a lot of good stuff, and pretty damn fun. So
pretty much be there or be square, right, Luce?
Yeah, that's right. Or be gay or something. That's not a bad thing.
Speak for yourself, Lewis.
Can Volume 3 be about escorts?
Mine works.
Yeah, it could be about whatever you want. Hey, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We had probably I want to say 12 women in there, which is all the women on Reddit. So the women really like that talk. So we could get 10,000 guys for every one woman, which I think is a pretty good ratio. So yeah, if you like women, then you can go. If you don't, that's fine. Nothing wrong with it.
Plenty of men there too.
Yeah, I'm so glad my daughter's home from school now.
There's enough men.
Yeah, there's going to be about 10,000 men for every 10,000 men. So, it'd be a good time for you as well.
Grindr should do an advertisement.
Where is this going to be at?
It's going to be on my profile. So yeah, just click my face or whatever.
What time? 6 o'clock?
6 p.m. Eastern, yeah. And it's kind of a last hurrah since Reddit's canceling us.
What are they canceling?
If you want to make sure you I'll answer that, but in a second. If you want to get a notification though for the gangbang talk, I put up an event in Discord. So you go there at 6:00. I'll hit the button. Everyone gets a notification. We all show up. Have a great time. As for why, again, the whole GameStop thing. So can't talk too much about it. But I'm just saying, GameStop earnings.
Just saying, yeah.
21st, we got to end this. The 21st, 2 and 2 together, you might get 5. Also at 9:30, which is like in a minute, or maybe in a couple minutes, we'll switch over to the Discord. So we'll keep the talk going, but we'll start pushing people over to the Discord and get that started. So yeah, if you see people dwindling over here, they're over in the Discord. So be there, be square. So yeah,
Square
good
it
stuff.
is. Square it is.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. Trust me, it's like real fun. Not like basement dweller. We think all talks are great because nobody talks to us, and we don't have lives or anything better to do. So that's why we're in the talks. No, like it was actually fun. It was funny as hell. So yeah, it'll be a good time. Oh, the markets are open.
Ooh, very nice. We've also already got an audience of about 50 people over on the Discord. So I don't know. Do you guys want to switch over now? All right, I'm seeing some upvotes. Well, everyone, head on over to the Discord. You just got to click the link in the top comment. I'm seeing everyone pop in over there. 70, 80 now. Yeah, good stuff. All right, people are actually moving over. It's good.
The top in.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do in the gangbang. Jump in.
Honestly,
I'm just happy I figured out how to get over there. So,
what is this click to verify?
You should verify your account, but I think you can still access the stage without needing to verify. But it just connects to your Reddit account to your Discord, so you don't get DMs from nasty spammers.
Yeah. Yeah. So Discord, I'll add this. Discord is, they try to be very secure, but whatever, like, I know some shit, sometimes it's like, what's your phone number? But nobody in the server gets that. Like, it's just Discord. They're just trying to make sure you're real. And it's to cut back on, assholes. Your information is secure. Discord only sends all your information to China, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm in. Thank you.
And for the person that asked, is my Reddit picture my real face? Obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be my Reddit picture. Wait, are we ending this talk? OIP?
Yes.
OIP.
I'll be over there.
No, we're not.
All right, boys.
Over to the Discord.
Wait, you sound like OIP, but you're my PP. I think I've uncovered her plot.
Nah, I'm journalist's brother.
Oh,
God, where's journalist?
Where's that sad man? Did he make
Angry
friends?
He's with Dad right now.
He's in a better place now, guys.
All right, I guess we're migrating. So everyone migrate to the south.
It's pretty racist. I'm down.
There's nothing wrong with that. We're very pro-racist here. I'm sorry. I thought you said gay. I'm sorry. Very pro-gay here. All right. See you in Discord, folks.
I love you, Luke.
Adios, Luce. And since we're
Hi,
plugging
guys.
things, join us on Ask Mask later. We're doing the Nintendo episode.